Hey sweet loves, Danny here. I wanted to come to you guys today. I wanted to finish talking about that girl that had contacted me the other day, the Christian girl looking to study witchcraft. I wanted to kind of go into a little bit more depth and kind of tell you guys how this is playing out. So I also wanted to talk a little bit about what's going to be going on in July, what I'm going to be reading, what kind of things I'm going to be using, as well as show you guys some nifty little tarot bags that I've been making. I'm like super jazzed about them because they're coming out really great for me. So I just kind of wanted to share that with you. So I'm gonna do that first. Let's get into the fun stuff first, and then we'll like chat afterwards, right? So the first one I did, literally off the cuff. I had no pattern. I literally grabbed my cards and was like, I'm gonna try this, and I just winged it. It came out pretty cute. Look, I have my little pearl pin in there. It is dangerous. I stab myself almost every time, but it's cute. So this one is a fold over pouch. I actually did another one like this that came out really good, but I'm having trouble getting the sides the way that I want them. So I redid the design, but just to show you guys, this was my first one. It was a hot mess because I was literally just like not paying attention, just like sewing and doing this, that, and the other. So like you can see my bobbin got caught right there. See, it's well hidden. When I just like faster, I'm like, oh my gosh, look how cute. But when you really get up close, you're like, oh, girl. But no. Okay, so let me tell you what happened there. So I'm like sewing, no big deal. Realized that I did it backwards. So I was like, oh, let me get my seam ripper, let me rip that and start over. I ripped the whole fabric, the whole shit. Hence the reason this like sad little, see, this is what it was supposed to look like. Sad little thing. It's for me, who cares, right? Gives the character. But yeah, so I have my little Ostara, tomato, however you want to say it, tarot in this one. And I had some extra room in here, so I usually put its crystal. I have a green calcite, but that was bathing in the moonlight last night, so I need to put it back in when I'm done. So that's the first like little pattern that I've been seeing a lot, so I was like, well, let me just work it out. And like I said, I did another one, but I'm not using it anymore because I redid did them this way. So are you ready? I'm so excited, y'all. I love these, love these, love these. Look it, oh my god. You might think that's not impressive, Danny. It's not impressive, but I'm impressed with myself. So my granny taught me how to sew, and it's been a hot minute since I really sat down. I used to sew costumes, and I would sew things when I'd go to like Renfest. I would take an old dress that I had as like maybe like a bridesmaid or whatever, prom dress that I had, and I would turn them into Renaissance dresses. And it's been a long time since I've done that. I just snatch out my sewing machine every odd blue moon when I'm trying to alter like some of my clothing. Like I have to take in the top or let out the bottom or whatever it is. But it's been a long time since I've sat down and actually did a project. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. So anyway, they're super cute. I have a nice little ribbon here that comes all undone with a different color inside and a nice little pouch. And I got them really, really like tight. You know what I mean? Like it's not loose and baggy and stuff in there. So one for my Deviant Moon. So I have that one. And this one, which is one of my favorites. I did a longer top here to make it tie like at the bottom. So you can see here, And then this one goes all the way to the top. Little fingers coming in. Hold on. Say hi.
Hi. Okay, let Mama finish. Let Mama finish. Let Mama finish. Get out, Mama.
You can always hear when those little fingers start like messing with the doorknob. That's okay. Anyway, so yes, I made this one come all the way to the top. It's beautiful, but I wish I would have put this a little bit lower. But then again, I kind of like it, so whatevs. So this is for my borderless Rider-Waite. It's got the little inside. I had to like tack it. And if you guys are interested, by all means, let me know and I will do a little tutorial on how to make these. That way you can make your own. Yay! So my last one that I made was this one for my Game of Thrones tarot. I thought I did really good space planning when it came to the design, because I thought it looked very royal, but I didn't, because it closed right on it, and then you can see it right here. It's fine, but I got this really luxurious like corduroy on the inside, so it still feels fairly royal. But in here, my Game of Thrones tarot. So that's what I've been up to lately, is getting creative with my little tarot bags and just having a lot of fun doing that. So in July, what I'm thinking I'm going to be doing is I am going to possibly not get any new decks. We'll see. But what I'm planning on doing is kind of taking the time maybe once a week to pick a really cool spread that I've found or that I create myself and sharing it with you guys. So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to be doing, and using, you know, some of my favorite decks and maybe doing some in-depth reviews of decks that I've had for quite a while and just kind of like give my thoughts and opinions after using it for a while. Because I know the first impression, you know, sometimes we're like, oh, this is so great. And then after using it a while, you're like, it's just very specific. Or vice versa, you think, oh, this is going to be a very specific deck, I'm not really going to use it much, and then you end up using it all the time. So I think I'm going to be doing that. And I'm going to be reading A Guide to Body Wisdom. This is by Anne Todhunter Broad. I've already started. I'm cheating. This is about getting into your body. And as a spiritual practice, as a someone who's been so disconnected from my body, I felt like that's what I wanted to go into July studying and kind of contemplating, even doing a couple of kind of like self-care, self-love, self-awareness kind of spells going into July. We had our full moon last night, so I started a few of them, and I want them to last throughout the cycle. Because July is my birthday. I'm a Cancer, and my birthday is coming up at the very beginning of the month on the 9th. So it's brought a lot of like contemplation as to where I am right now, what I want to do going into my 34th year, and kind of sparked those ideas and thoughts and self-reflection. So I feel like that's where I want to go in July, to kind of reset, regroup, and really understand where I am right now. And with having said that, That kind of goes into this girl that I was telling you guys about. Coffee break, hold on. So good. So for those who didn't watch my little like blip from the bathroom the other night, I had someone contact me who's local. She's this younger girl, very young girl actually, really early 20s, who is a Christian and looking to learn a bit about witchcraft. And I was like, okay. It kind of had me a bit leery, but like I'm willing to share my knowledge, but I made it very clear I am not a Christian. I am a pagan. I am a witch. I do not believe in the same structured way that you believe. So you need to know that right away. My views may differ from yours. I'm willing to help you and answer questions that you have. But what I'm not willing to do is adjust myself to fit into a Christian box, right? And I feel like after talking to her for a while now, I feel like she's very much on that teetering edge of like, she's being pulled away from Christianity and she just doesn't quite know what to do with herself because she has these other beliefs, but they're a bit conflicting, so she's trying to make them fit. But you know, it's not my space to say, you know, look at your faith and see if this is what you truly believe or not, because that can go in one or two ways. She can, you know, go into, you know, a similar path as me, and, you know, leave everything behind, or she can turn around and say, I talked to this person and the devil tried to tempt me and I'm back. You know, like that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to be open. I've decided, you know, I will be open to helping in any way that I feel I can. But I'm not here to pose the questions of that kind of self-reflection, because I mean, we've all had run-ins with those kind of Christians who, well, at least I have, who they'll listen and then tell you what you're doing wrong and that you're gonna go to hell if you're squandering God's gifts in this way. Because yeah, I was told that. As well as told that God must have put me in their path to test them. Maybe. Meh. Anyway, so I'm like, that's not, you know, I set those boundaries up real quick, okay? So what it has brought up is some really great things for me. Like, I feel like it's kind of renewed my love for my craft. It's got me thinking about, you know, she asked me about full moon rituals, which I did last night, but I've, you know, at certain points you kind of peter off. You're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna put my crystals out on the, you know, on the porch and let them bathe in the sun, in the moonlight, and then go about my business, instead of doing what I used to do, which was create that space at night to, you know, sit in the darkness and, well, I say in the darkness, you know, sit with the night and do my tarot spreads and do my candles and set my intentions and do all that stuff. It kind of like peters in and out. So it really renewed that for me. And, you know, it's nice to be able to answer questions to someone who is just finding crystals, you know. I do a lot of crystal healing for a lot of people. My husband makes jewelry with only natural gemstones and woods and stuff. And we do it specifically for that, you know, like if you have something that's bothering you, we will custom make a piece of jewelry that will have the stone that you need to aid in whatever it is that you're looking for. So it's exciting to hear someone like asking questions about stones and what do you do and how, what, when, why. And so it's really opened up a lot of that for me, and it made me excited again in a sense that like it has made me realize how much I do love being a witch, and I do love creating these things, and it just solidified that for me, or it has been solidifying that for me about how much I love to do what I do. And when you get complacent and, you know, only half-ass your way through whatever, it happens with everything, right? So it's really put me back into that mind space of why I chose this path. However, while it did bring up those things for me, and it is really nice, you know, talking to her and being that teacher. I love to share and teach in any way that I can, just because I feel like it's a part of that energy exchange. It's a part of aiding in someone's knowledge, and I'm all about that. However, yesterday, things kind of went in a way that made me feel like I do need to set some boundaries, because, and maybe I'm just being paranoid about it, but I don't know. I'll tell you what happened, and I'll let you guys kind of like comment on that. Like, do you think I'm just being silly, or do you think that I do need to really set those boundaries and make it very clear of what, you know, whatever. Okay, so not many of you may know this, but I do have a business. I mean, yes, I'm a researcher. That's what I do. That's my full-time job. But on the side, I create things for Grey Moon. Grey Moon is spell oils, dream wheels, or dream catchers. It is anointing oils. It is smudge sprays. It is balms and salves. Like I have some right here, some drawing salve that I make here. Some drawing salve. I make a few different salves. I make stuff for allergies. I do baths. I do all kinds of stuff. Very sacred. I have created these recipes myself after learning them from my family, after researching a lot, after taking certain recipes and making them a little more potent, a little more ritualistic, a little more witchy, if you will. And I spend a lot of time cultivating these things. I make blends that you roll that can help you focus. It helps with fatigue. I have some that help with stress and sleep and energy, you know, all kinds of stuff. So anyway, that's my business. I do that. I sell these things. I go to markets with my husband. He sells his jewelry. That's our supplemental income, because I am the sole head of household, right? So I have my full-time job. Jacob makes jewelry, and now he goes to school, right? So that's kind of what we do. So the way that I met her through there is that she had saw that I did spell oils locally, because someone had asked if there was anyone around, you know, our area, and I was like, hey, look, I do make them. You can check out my Etsy right here, whatever. So yesterday, she started asking things like, well, how do you make your smudge sprays? And I'm like, well, I use essential oils and witch hazel, but you can probably find a good recipe on Pinterest. Because again, I've spent a lot of time cultivating. Some of it's easy. You can probably pull up Pinterest and find, you know, like put some sage in here and then whatever. So I'm like basically witch hazel essential oils. However, for my own thing, I add a few other ingredients to make them more protective, more sacred, things like that. Then a little while later, I was asked, well, how do you make your spell oils? Again, I spent a lot of time cultivating these things myself. I made these recipes myself. I tweak my recipes depending upon if I'm making it, you know, as a whole, you know, like if I'm making it for a show or for my Etsy, and then I can also tweak that oil for that special person with that intent. So anyway, I've spent a lot of time, I've spent a lot of blood, sweat, and tears cultivating these oils and these things. And for me, she knew and she knows, because she found me through my business, that these are the things that I make money with, that I sell. And so I found that that was a little off-putting, because to me that's saying I'm not willing to exchange that energy with you. I just want you to give it to me. And I don't think that that's okay. So I definitely set up those boundaries, and will continue to do so. I was like, well, I make mine. I've created these myself. I've done a lot of research. There's a lot of time and intention that go into them. But again, you can probably go on Pinterest and find a bunch of little basic spell oils that you can create yourself, basically. And you know, I feel like in a way, like, am I being a bit of a, like, I don't know, a bit of a brat? Like, you can't have my stuff. But at the same time, like, these are very special to me. They're part of my business. They're part of a service that I do offer for people with an exchange of energy, whether that be money, whether that be a trade, whether that be something that I'm willing to offer for friendship, you know, not for friendship obviously, but as a friend, like because of our friendship. So like there are some of my friends that I know they're going through something, so I make something for them and I give it to them because we exchange energy all the time because we are friends. That's basically what I meant. So, you know, there's always an exchange of energy, and I just felt like it was very much like, I'm not willing to exchange the energy with you. I just want you to give it to me, and I'm not okay with that. But I mean, like, what do you guys think? Do you think that that is definitely something that I'm being, you know, good about, or am I kind of like just reading too much into it? Because sometimes I feel like I am, but like I feel that from her that she just wants me to tell her how I make certain things, so she doesn't have to buy them. In a way, like, and that's fine. You don't have to buy from me at all. I'm totally cool with that. But what I'm not willing to do is give you the recipe that I created myself, because those are for linen, you know what I mean? Like, I make them, I create them, I write them down, and they're in a safe place and they're for her. Now, if she wants to do whatever she wants to do with those, that's fine. But she knows that I spent my time and a lot of hard work in making them, so I don't know. Yeah. And then, but you know, like I said, those are like those in-between things, and like, I'm okay and I'm very willing to be a teacher in certain ways. But there are certain things that I don't care who you are. I'm not gonna, I don't know, like etiquette maybe. I don't know, and she's young and I don't know if she's really thinking of it that way. I don't know. So I'm definitely setting up those boundaries, like, but I'm super grateful for this interaction, because it really has me like thinking about, again, like what I'm doing and where I'm doing, you know, where I'm at with my spiritual practice. Excuse me, I just really want to hiccup. So sorry. Those hiccups just want to come up. So, yeah, so it also had me thinking about, you know, reviving that joy in what I do. So, like I said, I just want to share a little bit more of myself with you guys. So, I want to kind of move my channel and, not move my channel, but like, arrange my channel where I can share more with you guys and we can talk about more of these things. I feel like we have so much to offer each other, and we can do that in a way that we exchange our energy and we come together and give everyone new ideas and new ways of thinking. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm being stupid because I want to teach and help and you know, explore these things, but at the same time, like, there are just some things that are just gonna be off limits, I guess. I don't know why that's bothering me so much, but it is. Maybe because I feel like, in a way, like, is she just using me? But not all questions are geared towards my product. It's just that it did turn that way a couple of times yesterday. So, like, even with my tarot readings, again, I'm very selective as to what I do. My cards are sacred to me and stuff like that, and it was just, oh, you do that? Read mine because I need blah, 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 blah. Oh. I don't know. And you know, I think I might have felt that way a little more because of what had happened earlier that day. Cause she'll like just like pop, like when a question pops in her head, she just like, hey, what do you do with this? Or how do you do this? Or what does this mean? So I don't know. Yeah, it got me feeling weird. Anyway, but like I was saying, I really want to share more of myself and my craft and some of my rituals with you guys because I want to see what you guys do and things like that. So along with all my tarot stuff, I might start showing how I do certain things when it comes to my craft, my artwork, and my you know, the things that I read and the things that I like and stuff like that. I just feel like I remember why I wanted to start this channel, and that was just to share and to help teach. But I feel like no matter where you are, people teach you things, right? Again, even she has been teaching me to kind of keep it open and keep it broad, and teaching me to set boundaries and to open up where I see fit and to listen to my intuition as to what to divulge and what not to. So like, yeah, just kind of like teaching each other, and I think that that's awesome. So I'm kind of rambling now, so I'll go. I love you guys. Thanks for being here with me, and let me know what you're thinking. See you guys later. Bye.